Hitting the button. Got the sign?
You just hit the button? Let's do it. Already grooving. I'm already grooving the music.
Welcome to Earl and the Idiot, the show that gives you the answers you need to take your business to the next level. With Earl Flormata, one of Vancouver's most sought-after business and marketing consultants, author of Business Engine Optimization, consultant to over 60 successful businesses, an all-around evil marketing genius with a combined total of more than $70 million worth of sales to his credit. And some idiot. Okay, here we go.
Here we go. Hooray, Earl and the Idiot. Welcome everyone to Earl and the Idiot. This is the show where I'm here to ask the dumb questions from the smart guy. The smart answers from the smart Earl.
Not an actual idiot, though, just pretending to, so he can ask the questions and not be ashamed.
Yeah, exactly. And it's important. It's important to feel free to ask the questions. And this is a space, this is a welcoming space, safe space for all of us to ask stupid questions. Well, for safe space for me to ask stupid questions on behalf of the audience.
Excellent.
Also, if I call myself an idiot, people expect less from me. So that works really well.
Although we're still waiting for that day, that fateful day when someone will introduce you at the networking event and go, wait.
Hey, aren't you that idiot?
Yeah.
My dad will be so proud of me.
There you go.
How are you doing, Earl?
I'm good. It's cold though. What the hell? I moved to Vancouver so we could laugh at the rest of the Canada with our cherry blossoms. But not today, sir. It is like -2 or -3 out there. And it is chilly.
Yeah, it's supposed to go like a -5, -8 something tomorrow.
Yeah. And I heard the snow on the weekend. I'm like, what the hell? It's February. Yeah. Stop it. This is Vancouver. You're not supposed to do that here.
No.
Yeah. So
we don't do that here.
No. I'm gonna stand outside with a hairdryer saying, back.
Yeah. Go back to Toronto.
Exactly.
So, you had a big meeting? Everything going good?
Yeah, some good stuff going down.
Always.
Might be a lot of the memes that we're using in this group chat are Pinky and the Brain, so I guess we're taking over the world. So
it's good memes. I like that.
Most definitely. So,
when are we getting on the boat again?
It's going to be a couple months. The boat is dry docked, so they are rehauling the engine. So for those people who actually take the boat out for a spin, as opposed to us weirdos who just stay there docked and drink and party on the boat.
Can we go on the boat in the dry dock?
Yeah.
It's
not as much fun. It's kind of all you hear is machinery and grinding. So
all right. Shall we dive right into it?
Yeah, absolutely. That's pretty quick actually this time.
Yeah.
Looking at the old timer.
We're gonna have to make an entire show now. We can't just fill it up with needless banter. Although I'm sure I think of something to talk about.
And blueberry poop jokes. I mean nothing.
And blueberry poop jokes. Blueberry poop facts. Thank you very much.
Facts.
All right. So you sprung something on me, something I've never heard before. So I'll be coming at this truly from a idiot's perspective because I have no idea what you're talking about. The title of today's talk is
the dictionary method.
It's the title of today's discussion. The dictionary method to establish authority in your space and become the de facto expert standard in your market. So is this where you print your own dictionary and put your picture next to the word expert?
Kind of, actually. It's almost as simple as that. It's almost as simple as that.
You're like, oh, you think I don't know what I'm talking about? Take a look at this dictionary under the word expert. It's your photo.
Exactly.
Now who's wrong?
Listen to this guy. Why? Because the internet said so. And it's as crazy as that. So when I first got into sales, someone once told me you had to use different mediums by which to sell something, and you had to have the exact same message on multiple mediums.
Okay.
And I thought, well, you're crazy. I just said this. Like, what makes a difference if I put it on a different medium? And I said, you know what? It doesn't hurt to try. So sure, what the hell? Let's just see what happens. Mm-hmm. So I'm doing a talk. I got a piece of paper. It says the same thing I'm talking about on the talk. We hand it out. Sales go up.
Hmm.
What the hell? The paper says the same stuff. I literally just said this. It's almost verbatim what I said on the piece of paper, but because it's now magically on another medium, another piece of paper, people trust it more.
Yeah.
I go, that's it. That's it. Like, and the more mediums that you use, the more trust and the more powerful it becomes. I'm like, you're kidding me. And they're like, no, we're not. Why don't you try video? I'm like, okay. So I tried making some video. The video is me wearing a different suit or whatever the hell I was wearing that. So
Yeah.
I'm wearing one suit at the event and a different suit on the video. I'm basically saying the same thing on the video. So I say stuff, we hand stuff out that says the same stuff, and then we play a freaking video that literally says the same damn thing I just said 2 seconds ago. Sales went up. And I'm like, there's no way. How this doesn't make any sense at all whatsoever. And then we started learning about the modalities of how people learn. Some people are auditory, right? They're literally not looking at you while you're talking to them, but they're focusing by listening, and they're just trying their damnedest to listen. And other people, the visual learners, are all appalled because they're like, "Oh, they're not looking at us." Like, no, he's trying his best. He's an auditory type, right? And then the kinesthetic guy is just, sitting in the corner trying to figure some stuff out on his own, right? But he has to learn with his hands, right? So and in hitting different modalities, you end up getting a stronger response rate from people because you don't know what type of learner they are. You don't know how they like to consume content. So that's why we build these things called the dictionary methods. And the dictionary method is putting your flag in the proverbial internet sand, declaring this your space, and naming and labeling and defining all of the major questions that people ask you on a regular basis in one spot, and naming and defining all the different terminology, whether it's jargon, like internal to the particular place that you're in, or if it's well-known stuff, or it's just frequently asked questions, and setting up a dictionary so that people can help themselves through the dictionary. And the neat part is when you build this thing, you become the authoritative position in the space. Right?
Okay, I'm living up to my title of video right now because I'm kind of lost. But here's what I'm picturing with having the same message in different mediums. I'm picturing you on stage saying, "I am the #1 expert in business consulting, but don't take my word for it. Watch this short video." And then the video is just you going, "I am the #1 expert in business consulting."
As crazy as that sounds.
Turn back to the audience and go, "See?"
And then hold out and then hand out a piece of paper. Yeah. And I have the shirt says I'm the #1 business coach, and then holding out a piece of paper that has some guy pointing at me saying, "Hey, that's the #1 business." Yeah. As crazy as that sounds, you don't know what medium is going to kick into people, so you do all of them. And this is why I prepared the dictionary method with this. When you name and label and talk about all the stuff in your space, here's the thing: there's nothing new, right? There's nothing new. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's only new messengers for the same stuff.
Okay.
You might have heard someone say something over and over and over and over and over, and then you don't do anything about it. Then some other person says it once, and you're like, "Oh, makes absolute sense," and you just do it. You're like, "Hey, this works great," and your friend's slapping you to the head because I just told you to do that for the last 5 years, and you didn't do it. Some guy says it once, and you just do it, and you give him, "Oh, well, thanks." What the hell? It's because it's the messenger, right? The person who says the message might just jive with that person a little better than they jive with you. And that's okay, right? So if you can name, label, and define stuff in your industry, people see the content. They read the content. If they like to read, I'm a reader. I like reading. Yeah. Some people like watching. Some people like listening, right?
Okay, hold on. Let me stop you there. You say name, label, and describe stuff in your industry. What are you talking about? You talking about like on your website, on your Facebook page,
on your website. 100%.
You have a dictionary on your website.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm writing that down.
So here, you make websites for a living. Right?
I do.
There's a bunch of people who have no idea what the hell goes on a website.
Yeah.
What is a contact page for? What is the function of a contact page? What should a contact page do? What is the website supposed to do? What is the headline on the website supposed to do? Right? Why do we talk about on a website stuff above and below the fold? Why do we talk about calls to action on the website? What do we talk about conversion on the website for? All this stuff is important to website stuff. Remember that crazy guy who asked you to make a website and a website and a website, and when I scroll things and this is all weird, and yeah, that guy.
You wanted me to make the website where it was in 2 columns and each column was too small to read the words. Yeah.
What a terrible plan. So one of the things about website would be V is for visibility in the dictionary. V is for visibility. If I can't see this website from 10 paces away, right, and I have to squint to see the headline, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Right? The regular text can be 12 point, 14 point, 11 point, whatever the hell you want. That's fine for the big mass content stuff, for the big blobs of text you want to read. But even those things need to be separated by spacing and da. So S is for spacing on a website. Hey, how come your website reads like a magazine? Because people pick up magazines and read them quickly because they're broken down into smaller text blocks. Right? Website should be the same way. Right? Unless it's a, like a paper for some doctorate or whatever, and you have to have walls of text because that's what they expect. That's different. But for the vast majority, we want to read in small blocks so that we can digest the one idea at a time. Right?
Okay. So hang on, idiot moment here. I'm hearing 2 different things. I'm hearing this idea of like you want to be across all the mediums and same message across all the mediums, and then this thing about defining the terms on your website. Like bring those 2 together for me. How are they connected?
So on the website, you define a specific term on your website dictionary. On that specific term, you have a little bit of like a little blurb of, hey, this is what it means.
Yeah.
Then you have this is what Dan says it means. So some people's headline will be, chiropractor, right? Yeah. But a better headline would be back aches. Here are the 3 main reasons how to fix it. Here are the 3 main causes of back pain. People are like, oh, that's interesting. Cool. How big is that headline? Big, small, tiny, whatever. So talking about those pieces, and then that's what a headline is. So defining a headline, showing good examples of what a headline looks like, showing screenshots of what a good line headline versus a bad line headline looks like, and then having a video explaining it all in your dictionary, makes you the go-to standard expert. And you put this video on YouTube, so it ranks on YouTube. You put that YouTube video on your little blog post for your dictionary, and you just keep doing this. Eventually, people will come to your dictionary to look stuff up. Okay. The last time I talked to Dan about websites, he was real nice to me. He explained what a carousel was. Cool. I now know what a carousel is. I know they look pretty, but they're not so good for SEO. I wonder what else this guy knows. Right? Did you know that the speed of your website relegates it higher or lower on Google because people don't want to wait for stuff? Oh, didn't know that. S is for speed, website speed. Oh, right. So naming and labeling these bits and pieces in your industry makes you the expert, and it gives you content to talk about. And it might seem run-of-the-mill regular content, but if you make a dictionary container for this thing, explain stuff, and make it so that people can easily sift from word to word, and there's an audio chunk, a video chunk, some pictures, some words explaining stuff for each thing, you've got a dictionary on steroids.
So you make your maybe, let's see, I'm gonna try and say it back. So you make your dictionary on your website or whatever. Okay, let's say you are a chiropractor.
Sure.
Right? And here's what a subluxation, that's a good word.
Right.
You know that word?
I've heard it. I still don't know what the hell it means, actually.
Yeah, it's just what when they click your back, they're fixing your back is in I guess I might even be wrong about this. I'm not an expert in this field, but your back, that joint or vertebrae is in its state of subluxation, and they're cracking it up. So anyway, so you make a dictionary on your chiropractor website for defining all these terms: subluxation, adjustment, spine, whatever. And then your
back crack.
Yeah, exactly. They always tell you I don't care about the cracks. I don't care about the cracks. I care about the cracks. Give me the cracks. I had a good one. Whenever you make a joke with someone who's in a profession, they've always heard the jokes a million times before. Mm-hmm. but I actually managed to make a joke with a chiropractor they never heard before. And I was like, you really give people the best cracks here. You're kind of like a crack dealer.
Nice.
He's like, I've never heard that before. And I'm like, yes. He might have just been
Yes.
saying that to make me feel better. Maybe everybody makes that joke. I don't know. But anyway, I digress, as I often do. So once you made this dictionary on the website, now you want to spread that information across all the other mediums.
So one of the other episodes we were talking about, don't just dump all your stuff out in one shot. You know, spread it across the mediums over time. So you post the dictionary post on Monday, let's call it a Monday.
Mhm.
You grab some of the pictures and you put that stuff on Instagram and Twitter on Tuesday. And then you make a shorter version of the post, you know, make it succinct, make it professional, put it on LinkedIn the next day, linking to the full enchilada, here's the whole story, right? And as you start to do this, your stuff starts to get this weird omnipresent thing where you're just kind of everywhere. You're like, dude, you're everywhere I look. So I've had people complain to me that I'm looking for a marketing company, but all I can freaking find is yours. Then I just laughed and said, well, then isn't it working? They're like,
Yeah.
oh, and it strikes them real hard. They're like, oh, wait, you're marketing to me? I'm like, yeah, it's working.
You
And then
just
when I
got
showed them-
marketed.
But then I showed them how I did it.
Yeah.
I opened the kimono. I lift the veil. Hey, look, this is my dictionary. You found this thing here. You
Mhm.
learned something. You go, wow, I want that. You got hooked into the YouTube hole. You started watching other crap. Guess what? Most of the other crap that my dictionary recommends is my other dictionary posts. Because once you find something relevant and you watch it all the way to the end, the YouTube algorithm thinks, hey, this guy likes this. This gal likes this. Let's give them some more. And then you watch the whole thing again because it's something of interest. You're trying to figure out about subluxations or websites or whatever the hell you're trying to figure out. And it's teaching you stuff about this thing that you want, that you're interested in. Guess what? All of a sudden, whoever's teaching you all this stuff is your new damn hero.
Yeah.
Right? Like we
Yeah,
talked about this before. You give me a recipe for cheesecake. Do I thank the original person who made the cheesecake recipe, or do I thank you? I thank you. Who gets all the credit? You do. Did you make the cheesecake? No, you just cut it out of the paper and handed it to me.
Mhm.
Right? There you go. So it goes back to there's nothing new. It's just the messenger. And
Mhm.
some people will resonate better with other people. Right? I've literally taught stuff. Bryce taught the exact same thing because he did it in his way. People liked his better. Some people liked his way better. And I'm like, awesome. The message still got across. It was just a different messenger. And that's okay.
Yeah, and even with the show, you do talks that are just straight lectures, so to speak.
Mhm.
And we tackle the same subjects here that you tackle there. We just tackle it in a conversational way rather than a lecture way. And some people like this, and some people like that.
Yeah, actually, it's funny. Like I was just saying, guys typically like this format better, where we joke around and make fun of, blueberry poop and stuff. And girls
You're never gonna let me live down blueberry poop, are you?
don't like that. The girls don't like that. Like I got some comments saying, "Hey, Earl, your show is great, but what the hell?" But the guys, they go, "Dude, blueberries."
Great. They're not going to come up to me and say, "Hey, you're that idiot." They're going to come up to me and say, "Oh, you're the blueberry poop guy."
Yeah, exactly. But it's only dudes who like this stuff. And then girls are like, no, we like the academic lecture style approach better. I'm like, cool, because there's slides and stuff. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm teaching the same stuff, just no slides. It's just conversation. Like you said, it's a conversational piece. So you build essentially this, fortress of knowledge on your website, and you slowly pick away at it, thinking about every single letter of the alphabet, attacking every single which one. Build a little repository for these things. People go looking for stuff in your industry. They'll stumble upon your stuff every now and again.
Because I guess it's a lot of what people search online is, hey, what the hell is a subluxation? What the hell is what's an SEO?
And if you put that on the dictionary, people will find it. Especially if you can put it in the way, like this is back to Jeopardy. You have to answer in the form of a question. So if you think of the
like
questions that they're going to
method.
ask, and the Jeopardy question is your headline. Let's go back to the word headline. And you define and on Dan's page for how to website, 101,
Hmm.
headline should be in the form of a question that the person is searching for. Why? Because the SEO gods demand it. So, because that's how people think. When you think of something that you need, you think in the form of a question. If you make the headline and the title the damn question, you magically show up in their search stuff, and then they read your stuff, or they watch your stuff, or in this case, they might be listening to our podcast. And however they prefer to consume their knowledge and understanding, they will. Right? I just found out I actually like podcasts better than I like videos.
Oh, for
And it's because
info?
it's because the podcasts I can listen to while I'm walking. The videos, if I'm watching the video, I want to fall in a hole, hit a tree trunk, whatever. Something bad's going to happen to me if I keep watching the videos while I'm walking around. Right.
Yeah.
Plus, my internet provider says you run out of data. I'm like, oh, I guess I can't watch any more videos until the end of the month. So, or it goes really slow and terrible. Because I have one of those infinite data plans that just runs out of the fast stuff after X.
Yeah.
Right. And you have infinite data, but you can't actually use it once you run out of it. Anyway, so I don't like videos for that particular reason, but there's people who just prefer video to any other medium. So totally cool. But anyway, so you build this thing, and it essentially builds your SEO for you. Right? It builds your expertise out there on the web. And who cares if a million other people have said the same thing you've said? Because you say it your way. And some people will be more apt to work with you because of the way that you explain things. Right? So,
okay. And so you say to build videos around dictionary entries. So that's just simply a video. What is a subluxation? Blah, 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 blah. Is there any suggestion?
Just toss it into your dictionary. Just embed the video in the dictionary post. So either people will find your dictionary post and watch the video, or they'll find the video on YouTube and then they'll come back to the dictionary post and go, oh, that's how you use it.
So is there any best practice as far as how long that video should be?
Typically still less than 2 minutes.
Less than 2 minutes.
They were doing some tests, and I think the adult human being failed to the goldfish. And now the goldfish has a longer average attention span, thanks TikTok. And
I for one salute our new goldfish overlords.
They have longer attention spans than the average, adult now, which is straight up terrifying. Yeah.
Wasn't it Douglas Copeland who said I miss my pre-internet brain?
Yeah, I think so. So
we go on for a long time about that. But okay, so 2 minute videos. I mean, personally, it's like if you can't explain it in 2 minutes, what are you doing?
Well, you have to earn the right? So even if you made a 20-minute video, right, and I see it in one, I might balk at 20 minutes and go, ain't nobody got time for that. But if you've entertained me, educated me, and grabbed my attention in the first 2 minutes, and now I've got questions that I need answered, otherwise my brain itch will never go away.
Brain itch.
I'm going to sit there and let you scratch the brain itch. Like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, didn't know that. Oh, didn't know that. Oh, that's really interesting. I'm still here. It's been 17 minutes. What the hell? I'm still watching this damn video on subluxations.
Okay, but generally, generally, if you're just defining a single word and not going more into it than that, you can say, here's what a subluxation is, and this is important for this other thing. You say, if you want to know about this other thing, I've got another video defining that.
There was this really good series on YouTube called In Plain English, and it was hilarious. They would just chop up paper cutouts of stuff and then basically have this crappy puppetry and just crappy cardboard cutouts and stuff of paper and whatever, and they would explain stuff that was normally difficult, but then instead of having slides and whatever else visuals, they would explain it with cardboard cutouts. And like, that's kind of hilarious. So, and when you explain stuff in plainer language without using all the fancy words, you get a better reach for your audience, because more people will be able to understand it. Right? People don't like being confused. People don't like feeling stupid. So if you use too many big smart words in your stuff, yes, professor, no one's going to pay attention to your crap, right? So
yeah, I totally know what you mean. Like I find I'm pretty good at explaining things to people, and again, you use simple language. And you also, like, if you're explaining to someone who's there, you can kind of watch them and see if you said something they didn't get, you can usually notice their reaction and make sure they get it. But yeah, when you do it, if you're doing it into a video, you can't tell, but you got to use plain language. I think it was Kurt Vonnegut who said, any scientist who can't explain what he's doing to an 8-year-old is a fraud.
Yes, I like that one.
Yeah. Okay,
There's these
so
really
then
good ones. I can't remember who makes these things. I think it's like Wired or something, where they've got 5 levels of explanations for difficult things. So,
Yeah.
for example, someone explains what a black hole is: level 0, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. And the deeper down the rabbit hole they get, the more physics stuff they use to explain, how it works. But the very first version, level 0, I think they usually grab a kid and they're explaining it to a kid.
nice. I need someone to explain to me why. Like, I get a black hole, but I need to explain to me why it's got that cool disc thing around it, like in that movie Interstellar. I don't know, why doesn't the disc just fall in as well? Explain it to me.
Black hole proof disc. We sell them on Amazon. I'm kidding.
Cool. What?
Black hole proof discs. Anti-black hole ribbon.
black hole repellent.
Yes, just spray. It's like when you're training
it's
your
working.
cat, that weird Apple stuff.
It's working. Do you see any black holes around here?
There you go.
Exactly. All right. So you say build videos and then build audios as well. So separate from the videos, do you just take your audio out of your video, or
Just take the audio off the video.
okay?
Like this is episode 30 something already. So what's we're going to do is just strip all the audios off, slap them into the audio bobber thingy.
The audio which now?
The audio editor.
Okay.
So, and then once you use that, I mean, we produce the nice sounding podcast episode, and then you put that stuff on Spotify. So, and we're creating a video here, which we will strip the audio off of. We're creating a video here, which will be transcribed and then summarized. Thank you, ChatGPT, and then placed into an article. Right?
Yeah.
It's freakishly good at summarizing things. I don't know if you've ever tried it, but it's really scary. You take a giant multi-paragraph thing, you say, hey, summarize this, and it crunches it better than a human could. I'm like, oh, that's terrifying.
That's weird.
Yeah. So
I attended a business networking meeting today, and all anybody wanted to talk about was ChatGPT. And everyone was feverishly defending that their job is definitely not going to go away because of ChatGPT. And I'm like, I hope not, but I don't know. It seems to be accelerating at a hell of a rate. And who knows?
Well, I'm a jackass, and I literally show them how ChatGPT would replace them while doing it on screen.
Yeah, it was my first time in that group, and I didn't want to
Ruffle the feathers too
everyone's hopes and dreams on the first go.
Oh no, sorry, evil marketing genius is my job.
Yeah,
it's in my job description.
There you go. That's why I call myself an idiot. So when I say a dumb question, I go, it's in my job description.
Nice.
So okay, but if you make a 2-minute video and you strip out of that a 2-minute audio, like no one's going to listen to that as a podcast, are they?
There are 5-minute podcasts.
Really? And people listen to them.
People sometimes just want bite-sized pieces of information. And so what they'll do is they'll listen to it. There's a couple of bytes here, a couple of bytes there, and they're like, hey, I really like this. And then they go look for the long form content, and they buy into the long form content. You have to earn the right? So, which is crazy. Actually, YouTube went the other direction as well. YouTube has YouTube Shorts now. And you see the YouTube Shorts, you go, hey, these are cool. I wonder what the long form videos look like. You see the long form video, and then you subscribe to Mr. Beast again. Yeah. So yeah, it's exactly how that model works, right? Like the little one earns you the big one. It's no different than stand up.
Hands up if you're still not totally sure who Mr. Beast is or why we should care. That's me. No idea.
Oh,
I know he donated to charity, and that's lovely. But
best YouTuber in the world currently. Best YouTuber in the world.
Best or most popular?
Makes billions of dollars on YouTube.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with that.
So it's kind of hard to argue with the guy. And when in his interviews, it's really fascinating, the guy's business model. He's like, okay, so we're going to get a sponsor. We're going to give all the money away, and we're going to get all these views. And we get all these views, we get more sponsors. And we get the sponsors, we get money. We get the money, we give it all the money away. Then we get more views. I'm like, what? And then you see that he's getting paid on the YouTube side on the ads because of the straight up jacked views he's getting because people all want to see someone with. He wants to see some, homeless guy get like $50,000. This is like, this is crazy.
Oh,
And
did,
so
did he pioneer the hidden camera charity video genre?
I think he was one of the folks who started doing that because he just thought, I want to help people. But instead of it being all contrived, because some of those are contrived, some of those are fake,
Oh, yeah.
some of those are paid actors, doing whatever. Like
you can tell when they're fake.
Oh yeah, you can totally tell when they're fake. But yeah, he just said, hey, why don't we give it away? Because all he wants to do is make good videos. So that's something we can learn from Mr. Beast in this regard. I want to make good content. If I make good content for my dictionary, I post it. So these are just fancy blog posts. If I make this good content and I explain to people what stuff they're looking for, right? What are the things that drive you crazy? The customers ask you 100 times a day. Make a dictionary post and create that. So you have that point at the video of you saying the same thing factor that I had. So you literally, you explain it to them, then you show, here's a dictionary post on the exact same thing. And it's the text, it's the audio, and it's you on the friggin' video explaining the exact same thing. You don't know what one of those triggers is going to cause your customer to go, shut up and take my money. Because you don't know what kind of learner they are. You don't know how they consume their content, right? For some weird reason, I can listen to podcasts. I can't do audiobooks. For whatever reason, I just tune them out. I learn nothing. I listen to it. I listen to it again. The hell did I just listen to? Doesn't stick. Podcasts, because of the conversational element to it and the back and forth.
Yeah.
My brain likes that and it listens to it. Right? The one-shot read of here's a book, can't do it.
Interesting. I've never really tried to do audiobooks. I think I tried once a while ago.
Yeah, a couple of the other mentees and students like, no, Earl, we all do audiobooks. Like, why? Because we can't read as fast as you. You're a mutant and you read ridiculously fast. Like, I'm sorry, right? I hated my dad for it at the time. He forced me to learn how to speed read. And I'm like, I don't like this. It hurts my eyes. He's like, trust me, you'll need this later. I'm like, all right.
Did he hit you with his handle?
Been thanking him since. My dad was old school. He hit me with a belt and a stick and stuff. So
okay, classic.
But we're Asian, two we're both martial artists. So he's like, no. If I hit you with a sand, nothing's gonna happen. You're not gonna remember. I'm like, oh, okay. So
really got to dig it in there. That's really how you become an authority in your space, right? Not the dictionary method, but
the stick method.
The stick.
Yeah. Well, we talk about the carrot and the stick, but no one talks about the real stick. The real stick is the one they hit you with, and you repeat back until you get it right, and then they stop hitting. What was it? The morale will the torture will continue until morale improves. So,
yes, exactly.
One of my favorite names.
Okay, so we're doing these audios, and so you're telling me you'll get views on a 2-minute audio about what a subluxation is.
Yep.
Another example. I'm tired of the example.
So what's a 2-minute video? What's a 2-minute video on why do I need a website? What's a 2-minute video on what the website's supposed to be doing for you? What's a 2-minute video? Like some people have this big ass website and it's nothing more than a glorified brochure and business card. Why bother having a website?
Yeah, like actually, I'll say I was actually kind of surprised today at this business networking thing. Someone asked the question about doing SEO for their website. And I was actually surprised by how much people didn't know about it. Like I'm so immersed in it, I guess I sort of assume it's general knowledge. You know what I mean?
But you have to kind of be tongue in cheek about this. You know how you type stuff into Google and it just gives you what you're looking for? Well, there's these weird little Google elves who run around the internet, right? Explain, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I guess that does make sense." Cool, except they're not really elves, right? They're bots. And they run around the internet looking for stuff that's relevant for you, so they try to give you the best stuff. That's why when you go on Google and type in chocolate, you don't get broccoli, right? Unless you're weird, chocolate covered broccoli, in which case I can't save you.
Well, then you probably Google broccoli, Google chocolate in that case. But anyway, yeah. So I think it's. When you are in a field, it's important not to assume what you know in that field is general knowledge, right?
that goes back to that whole common sense piece. Common sense is so common, and common sense is not common at all in terms of it being common against people. What might make common sense to you would completely baffle me, and vice versa. It's like, if you've been doing something your entire life, like, let me ask you, here's a real pro question.
All right.
Can you make sound on the breathe in and breathe out on the harmonica?
Yes, obviously. Who doesn't know that?
But I've never played a harmonica, so
Mhm.
I don't actually know that answer, right?
Right.
Does it make the sound in backwards? I don't know. Does it make it sound different? How does it make it sound different?
It's a different pitch. That's how you get twice as many pitches out of the same number of holes.
See, had no idea. Literally had no idea that you could breathe in, breathe out. That's a different pitch. I just thought it was play the sound backwards.
Yeah.
Like, hey, yeah. So like, oh, okay. But this is what I mean. Like, if we switch places, and I don't know anything about harmonicas, and you know everything there is to know about harmonica, basically compared to me, and I ask a dumb question, I don't know anything about that. But if you explain that you can have double the pitches by breathing in and breathing out, and that's how you get double the pitches, all of a sudden, if I was in the market to buy a harmonica, who would I want to buy from?
This guy.
That's all there is to it. That's what the dictionary is supposed to provide. So when you provide that expertise, when people come to you, you're the expert. When you go to them, you're a salesperson. And that changes the playing field entirely.
Yeah.
So last episode, we were talking about, 30-year relationships that have come to fruition and they're turning into business potentially.
Mhm.
Right? That wouldn't happen, without that back and forth, and that, hey, this is, I explain stuff, you just talk through things, and then just building that expert positioning. If I had gone to them, I'd have been a salesperson. They came to me, I am now the expert. And that's the differentiation between those two positions. And
Yeah.
I get this all the time because of all the content we put out there. And I do this for clients all the time, where we build a dictionary for their particular model. If no one's done it yet, then be the first one to do it and do a really good job of it.
So I guess if we had to put this all put a bow on it, because it's actually time to go to the hack of the week here.
Absolutely.
Take the time to define all of the relevant terms to your industry, and then do that across as many genres and mediums as you could possibly manage.
Correct. And then slowly leak it out over social media over time. Don't dump it everything at once. Do one day this, do one day that, do one day this. You don't have to have a pattern. It's better if you have a pattern and a cadence, but you don't have to have one. It's, anything is better than nothing. So if you're just putting it out there on some random platform today, because I really like TikTok today, so I'll push it on TikTok today, but I want Twitter for tomorrow. Sure. Right.
It's the water torture method. Just drip it out on everything till
drip it on everything over time.
Everywhere.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I've always wanted to know what the hell that meant, right? When I started this stuff, like the whole consulting gig, I didn't know the difference between a cross sell and an upsell. I thought it was the same thing. But then, when they teach it to you, and the upsell, makes 4 to 9 times more than the cross sell, I probably should know what the hell an upsell is. Yeah. Is that something to put in the dictionary? Guess what one of the words are in the dictionary I'm putting together? What is an upsell? What is a cross sell? What is a downsell? What are they for? How do they make you more money?
Brilliant.
There you go.
All right. Well, that wraps that up just in time for hack of the week.
Hack of the week. And the hack of the week is you don't have to fill your own dictionary. That's the crazy part.
You always do this with the hack of the week. It just makes the whole thing we've been talking about seem ridiculous. Maybe you don't have to fill your own dictionary.
You can interview other
you talking about, Earl?
You can interview other people in your sector who are experts in the field and help name and label stuff in the dictionary, and they will create the content for you. And the hilariousness is that because they're part of this content piece, they'll end up referring you business because they say, look, I did this thing where I defined this, and they'll keep sending it out because they're really proud they made that piece. And then people go, wait, but you don't deliver the service, but the other guy does. Hey, other guy, can you make this for me? That other guy is now you.
Wait, I'm done. Run that by me again.
So we're doing
this. Say it different.
We're building a dictionary method in the coaching and consulting space as an example.
Yeah.
There's only, I don't know, 20 staff or whatever in the team, but there's like literally thousands of coaches and consultants in the community. If we reach out to the thousands of coaches and consultants and say, hey, can you help us define this? Number one, they feel good because they're being asked to do something. Number two, they feel like they're becoming part of the community, something bigger than themselves. So people want that belonging to something bigger than yourself. And then you put those two things together with the honor of having their name as the author on this piece. Well, what are they going to do? They're going to, one, bust their ass to make that piece awesome. Number two, they're going to show off that piece a million times going, hey, this is exactly what a cross-sell means. See, and I said it. Like, look how smart I am. Yeah. You should hire me to do your cross-sell stuff for you. It works. But everybody benefits, right? The community benefits as a whole. Your potential customers benefit from the knowledge you're about to impart upon them. You benefit because you're going to get clients out of this. Because over time, people will be like, hey, you're the one who taught me how this thing worked.
Okay, but are they going to keep doing that for you now that you've revealed that you're just secretly doing it all for yourself?
If you do it in a friendly enough manner, people are happy to help.
And, I guess everybody wins ultimately.
Well, what happens is that they get put on the pedestal as an expert in whatever their particular specialty is, right? Just because, let's say both of us do SEO, right? But you're better at it at certain categories than I would be because you've got the experience of doing it for like a music school, or you've done it for whatever, like there's specific niche categories. If I've never done it for that particular place, you're always going to be 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, however long you've been working on the project ahead of me, because I don't know anything about clearly harmonicas, because I didn't know that if you go backwards, it makes another, like, what? No. That just blew my mind, by the way. So I was like, wait. So, but that's what I mean. Like, I didn't know that. So I didn't even know to ask that. Right? I was expecting you to say that it makes the noise backwards, you idiot. Like, oh, and then you told me a whole nother thing. And I'm like, what? So currently my hack of the week is I'm going to go find a harmonica and go on it and see what it sounds like.
I could do it for you live. I don't know where my harmonicas are.
Oh,
I gotta interrupt something totally. I mean, it's related to harmonicas, but not at all related to what we're talking about.
okay.
There was just this video on the on Reddit in the next effing level.
Okay.
Reddit?
I know that's
Reddit.
Yeah.
A guy played the guitar solo from Freebird on the harmonica.
What?
The whole thing, like the 4-minute solo on the harmonica.
One, wouldn't you get tired? Two, wouldn't you run out of breath? Three, does he have like 4 tons?
The time, I don't know. The running out of breath thing. See, that's the joke of it. You sometimes are breathing in.
Oh, there you go.
That's why you can play harmonica kind of indefinitely, because you just do a few in notes when you need to breathe in. You know what I mean?
Secret of the didgeridoo and the harmonica.
Yeah, exactly. But it's the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen. Like, if you wanted to reproduce that on guitar, you'd have a hard time doing that. Like, just the memorizing every single note of a 4-minute solo, just that.
Yeah.
Just memorizing it, not even reproducing it, but remembering how it sounds for 4 minutes. That would be hard to do. Playing it on guitar would be hard to do, but playing it on a harmonica, it's impossible. Like, I know, it's not possible. Like, it can't have actually happened, but there's the evidence of it right there.
He sold his soul. He sold his soul to the devil to be able to pull this one harmonica trick off that no one will, but everyone will talk about for days and years to come.
I don't know if it's worth it for him, but I'm glad he did it, because it was worth it for me. I was absolutely blown away.
Hey, it wasn't your soul. Whatever, it's fine. We're good.
Yeah, exactly.
We're good. Bet beats Homer Simpson. Didn't he trade his soul for a donut? So
yes, exactly. Where are my harmonicas? Anyway, I haven't played them in way too long. I've been, ever since COVID. I used to bring them out of karaoke every weekend, but now there's COVID. Ever since COVID, I haven't been back to karaoke.
Well, there you go. COVID's mostly over now. I went to Metrotown and there was an obscene amount of people there over the weekend and the long weekend. So it's like, oh, all right, yeah, there's a lot of people here. Let's run away.
This part of the conversation won't be interesting to anyone who doesn't actually live here in the Vancouver area, but I cannot even conceive of going to Metrotown on a weekend.
It was a mistake. I'm telling you now, it was a mistake.
Yeah. Like, just don't. It's ridiculous.
You
can't park.
You
can't park, and you can't walk. And you can't eat.
Oh, actually, yes to all three. You can't park, you can't walk, you can't eat. We actually ended up going outside of Metrotown to another place to go find food. It was like the lineups were like 10 miles long. And like this just no way. So
It's
even
like,
during the off hours, like not during lunch, not noon, like at 2 o'clock, there's still lineups. I'm like, why are you people still here? Go away.
if like we work from home, so if we ever need to go there, we go like 10 a.m. Monday morning.
Right. We do the same when nobody else
Yeah.
is there, and it's wonderful. But this weekend was like almost like a Black Friday-esque kind of Boxing Day feel to it, with like just everybody everywhere. And I'm like, why are so many people here?
I don't know. Like to me, it's not even workable. Like it's not even. It's this weird paradox because it's like there's too many people here to make it worth going here, but it's obviously worth going there for some people because otherwise there would be that many people there.
Some people also go there to socialize.
Yeah, well, you don't have a choice there. You're saying, everybody,
No,
everybody else's
when it's
hands
that-
are like in your pockets. You're there.
When it's that crowded, you don't have enough. You're just saying, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me.
It's insanity. Anyway, we're way off the beaten track here with harmonicas and malls that some people probably haven't even heard of. Anything else you want to say? Dictionary method?
No, just if you haven't thought about doing this yet, think about doing it for yourself or your clients or people you care about that you want to build something around, and there's your legacy. This stuff will kind of live, once it lives on the internet, it's there forever. So build stuff that you'd be happy to put out there, and then you can always update it later if you want to make a better definition or better video or better visual of it at a later date. But if having it up there when nobody else has nothing, you're the only one people are talking about. So
Cool. All right, well, let's wrap it up. Thank you, Earl, for being our Earl today.
cheers. I'm glad.
Thank you,
to be
me,
the
for being
Earl.
an idiot. And thank you, the listener at home, for tuning in. We
There we
appreciate
go.
you. And I swear we're going to have that website up soon so you can contact us.
Thanks for listening to Earl and the Idiot. We hope you learned something you can take action on this week. For more information or to contact the show, visit earlandtheidiot.com. And until next time, remember what Shakespeare said. The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool.
Is that a dog holding a hot dog?
Is he holding a hot dog? Looks like he's got flowers. I think he's got flowers.
Oh, those flowers.
I just decided to grab a random filter and that's what happened.
Excellent. Cool.
All right.
Have a
everybody.
good